Money is a language. Some people grow up fluent in it, while others struggle to understand even the basics. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad is not just a book about finance. It's a story about two fathers, two mindsets, and two radically different approaches to wealth. Kiyosaki grew up with two influences. His biological father, the poor dad, was educated, hardworking, and believed in the traditional path. Study hard, get a stable job, and climb the ladder. But despite his intelligence, he struggled financially. Then there was his best friend's father, the rich dad. He had little formal education but understood the psychology of money. He taught Kiyosaki lessons about assets, liabilities, and the importance of financial independence. This contrast shaped Kiyosaki's worldview. He realized that financial success is not about how much you earn, it's about how you think. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. In this cinematic summary, we'll explore the core lessons of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Why assets put money in your pocket, while liabilities take it out. Why financial education matters more than academic degrees. Why the poor and middle class work for money, while the rich build systems that generate money. And why mindset, not income, is the true foundation of wealth. This is not just a book about money. It's a book about freedom. About breaking the cycle of paycheck to paycheck living. About building a life where you control your time, your choices, and your future. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand the lessons of Rich Dad Poor Dad, you'll never look at money the same way again. Robert Kiyosaki's most famous lesson in Rich Dad Poor Dad is simple, but life-changing. The rich buy assets, while the poor and middle class buy liabilities. First glance it sounds obvious. But Kiyosaki explains that most people don't even know the difference. They think their house is an asset. They think their car is an asset. They think anything expensive must be an asset. But in reality, those things often drain money from your pocket. And if something takes money out of your pocket, it's a liability. An asset, on the other hand, puts money into your pocket. Assets generate income. They grow in value. They work for you even while you sleep. Examples include investments, rental properties, businesses, stocks, bonds, and intellectual property. Kiyosaki's rich dad taught him that the secret to wealth is simple. Focus on building assets, not collecting liabilities. Poor dad believed in working hard for a paycheck, then spending it on a bigger house, a nicer car, or lifestyle upgrades. Rich dad believed in using money to buy things that would generate more money. This difference in mindset creates two very different financial paths. The poor and middle class often work harder, but their money flows outward, to banks, landlords, and credit card companies. The rich, meanwhile, make their money flow inward, into assets that grow and multiply. Kiyosaki illustrates this with the concept of the cash flow pattern. Poor dad's pattern was: earn money, pay expenses, buy liabilities, and hope for promotions. Rich dad's pattern was: earn money, buy assets, reinvest profits, and let compounding build wealth. He emphasizes that financial education is not about memorizing formulas. It's about understanding cash flow. If you can tell the difference between an asset and a liability, you can change your financial destiny. This lesson also challenges the traditional idea of success. Society tells us to buy a bigger house, a nicer car, and more possessions. But Kiyosaki warns that these are traps. They look like wealth, but they drain your freedom. True wealth is invisible. It's the assets quietly growing in the background. He also explains why the rich don't work for money. They work to acquire assets. Once assets generate enough income, they achieve financial independence. They don't need a paycheck because their money works for them. Think about your own life. Are you buying assets or are you buying liabilities? Are you building freedom or are you building debt? This section of Rich Dad Poor Dad is a wake-up call. It forces us to rethink what we call wealth. It shows us that the path to financial freedom is not about working harder. It's about working smarter. And working smarter means building assets. Robert Kiyosaki's rich dad believed that the most valuable investment you can ever make is not in stocks, property, or business. It's in your own financial education. Poor dad was highly educated in academics. He had degrees, a stable job, and respect in society. But he lacked financial literacy. He didn't understand how money worked, how assets grew, or how liabilities drained wealth. His education prepared him to earn a paycheck, but not to build freedom. Rich Dad, on the other hand, had little formal schooling. Yet he understood the psychology of money. He taught Kiyosaki that financial education is the foundation of wealth. Without it, even high earners can end up broke. With it, even modest earners can build fortunes. Kiyosaki explains that schools teach us how to work for money, but they rarely teach us how to make money work for us. We learn algebra, history, and literature, but not how to manage cash flow, invest wisely, or recognize opportunities. This gap creates generations of people who are intelligent but financially insecure. They know how to earn but not how to grow. They know how to spend but not how to save. They know how to work, but not how to escape the cycle of working forever. Rich Dad emphasized 4 pillars of financial education: understanding assets and liabilities, knowing what builds wealth and what destroys it, cash flow management, tracking where money comes from and where it goes, investing skills, learning how to grow money through businesses, stocks, real estate, and other assets, market awareness, recognizing trends, opportunities, and risks in the economy. Kiyosaki stresses that financial education is not about memorizing formulas. It's about mindset. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. It's about making decisions based on knowledge, not fear. He also warns against relying solely on job security. Poor Dad believed that a stable job was the safest path. Rich Dad argued that jobs can disappear, economies can crash, and industries can change. The only true security is financial literacy, the ability to adapt, create, and grow wealth in any environment. This lesson is especially relevant today. Technology, globalization, and shifting markets mean that traditional careers are less stable than ever. Those who rely only on paychecks are vulnerable. Those who invest in financial education are resilient. Kiyosaki's message is clear. If you want freedom, you must learn the language of money. You must study assets, liabilities, cash flow, and investing. You must treat financial education as a lifelong journey. Think about your own life. Are you financially literate, or just academically educated? Do you understand how money works, or do you only know how to earn it? Are you building freedom, or are you trapped in the cycle of working for money? This section of Rich Dad Poor Dad is a call to action. It challenges us to take responsibility for our financial education. Because once you understand money, you can control it. And once you control money, you can control your future. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad taught him a lesson that shocked him as a child. The rich don't work for money. First, it sounded strange. Everyone works for money, right? But Rich Dad explained that the wealthy think differently. Poor Dad believed in the traditional path. Study hard, get a job, earn a paycheck, and climb the ladder. His security came from a steady income. But Rich Dad argued that this mindset keeps people trapped. When you work only for money, you become dependent on it. You trade your time for wages, and you remain stuck in the cycle of earning and spending. The rich, on the other hand, focus on building systems that generate money. They acquire assets that produce income whether they're working or not. They invest in businesses, real estate, stocks, and intellectual property. Their goal is not to earn a paycheck. It's to create streams of income that flow even while they sleep. Kiyosaki explains that this mindset shift is crucial. Working for money means your income stops when you stop working. Building assets means your income continues, grows, and compounds over time. Rich Dad also taught that fear and desire control most people's financial lives. Fear of not having enough pushes them to work harder for wages. Desire for luxuries pushes them to spend those wages quickly. The result? They remain stuck in the rat race. The rich escape this cycle by mastering their emotions. They don't let fear or desire dictate their choices. Instead, they use knowledge, discipline, and patience to build wealth. Kiyosaki shares that as a boy, Rich Dad challenged him to work for free at his store. First, he felt cheated. But Rich Dad explained, If you learn to work for knowledge, not for money, you'll gain skills that will make you rich. That lesson transformed Kiyosaki's mindset. The rich don't chase paychecks. They chase opportunities. They don't ask, "How much will I earn?" They ask, "What will I learn? What asset will I build? What system will I create?" This section of Rich Dad Poor Dad is about freedom. It shows that working for money keeps you dependent, while building assets sets you free. It challenges us to stop trading time for wages and start building streams of income that grow on their own. Think about your own life. Are you working for money, or are you building systems that work for you? Are you trapped in the rat race, or are you creating freedom? Kiyosaki's message is clear. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. And once you understand this, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad is more than a book about money. It's a book about mindset. It's about breaking free from the cycle of working for wages and learning how to make money work for you. We've explored the difference between assets and liabilities, the importance of financial education, and the mindset shift that separates the rich from the poor. Together, these lessons form a blueprint for financial freedom. Think about what you've learned. Wealth is not about income, it's about assets. Security is not about job titles, it's about financial literacy. And freedom is not about luxuries, it's about building systems that generate income even while you sleep. Kiyosaki's message is simple but powerful. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. And once you understand this, you'll see opportunities everywhere. This cinematic summary is just the beginning. The full book dives deeper into the psychology of wealth, the traps of the rat race, and the strategies to build lasting freedom. Get your copy from Amazon to read the book completely. The link is given below in the description. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon. Because every week, we bring you cinematic book summaries that don't just inform, they transform.